When you talk about your memory, nothing jars your memory like the sense of smell. I need you to do me a huge favor. I need your appetite. So E.T., why 3 o'clock in the morning? Why don't you sleep? My appetite. I say, E.T., I want more. I can do more. If I accomplish this without a father, if I accomplish this with my mom being a teenage mom, if I accomplish this as a high school dropout, now that I have people like Glenn in my life, now that I have people like Bob Proctor in my life, now that I have people like John Maxwell in my life, what can I accomplish now? If I can accomplish these things from this start, now that I'm at this place, knowing what I know now, what can I accomplish? And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about more than just what you're going to do financially, more than what you're going to do in this industry in the next 3 years, right? More than that, I ask you the question, what's your appetite? What are you going to do that will ensure that when the alarm clock goes off, that you are already up 10, 20 minutes before your alarm clock goes off? Why? You've heard me say it before. No alarm clock needed. My passion wakes me up. Listen to me, no alarm clock needed. When Glenn said 6 o'clock, I don't know how it happened, jet lag and all, went to sleep about 3 and the body just boom, 5:40, woke me up. Hey guys, it's time to get up. We gotta go to the lobby at 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock a.m. call. You should never get settled. You should never get settled. You should never get content. Every single year.
When you're going through life, it's going to be an incredibly challenging journey. There's going to be so many things going on, there's going to be so many ups and so many downs. But when you're in those good moments, those happy moments that you truly are enjoying, you need to remember those and constantly look back upon those and feel that joy and find ways to constantly pursue whatever it is that makes you happy. Because when you're living life, that's going to be one of the biggest things to do, is make sure that you are constantly doing whatever you can to stay in a positive, happy, joyous state of mind. And when you're struggling, you need to make sure that you realize that everything that you're striving for is going to make you feel as good as it does when you're at those high moments. And when you're feeling low and struggling and not feeling your best and feeling down and out, that's what you need to make sure you go to immediately, is that positive mindset and that great state of mind in which you are constantly excited and know that there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, because tomorrow is a new day and anything that you do today will be done after the day is over. It has been said that yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today's a gift, and that's why we call it a present. So you need to make sure that you take advantage of every opportunity every single day to make sure that you're constantly living your best life, no matter what other people are saying about you, and you go out there and find what it is that truly makes you happy and brings you joy.
Listen to me. Emmitt Smith said this at the end of the commercial. Emmitt Smith said, all men are created equal. Some work harder in preseason. I'm going to say it again because you might have missed it. All men are created equal. Some work harder in preseason. Listen to me. All men are created equal. Some work hard in preseason. When I went to college, guys were way smarter than me. 4.0s, 3.0s. They went to the Ivy League high schools, came to Oakwood from these great high schools. Most of them are not doing what I'm doing. Why? Because it's not about where you come from. It's about heart. You come to a place where, being smart ain't enough. You got to have heart. To be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become. Some of you focus until the phone ring, and then you like, I gotta answer it. If I don't answer the phone, I'm gonna die. I'm saying to you today that there are some of you, if you give up your cell phone, you would be successful. But your cell phone is more important to you than your success. Some of you need to give up your cell phone, because the time you spend on your cell phone could be used for your success. The time you could be using to be successful, you're using it on the cell. And the cell phone is not bringing you nothing but a bill. And somebody has told you you couldn't live without it. I'm talking about going deep now, giving up stuff. Watch what it says. To be able at any moment to sacrifice what we are for what we could be. I don't do well in math. You're right. You ain't never studied.
I was homeless. I lived in abandoned buildings. I have, unfortunately eaten out of trash cans and, dropped out of high school. But I was able to, get back on course. Well, my turning point was the ability to connect with people, in a way that was, unusual. And it just seems like when you've been there and you've done that, people from all walks of life have the ability to connect with you in a way that's, just unbelievable. So I think it was that. It was the way the crowds not only listened to me, but what they did afterwards. So, and I think I'm loud too, so that and passionate, so that kind of helps. I say to kids, look, one day you're going to want options. One day you're not going to be a teenager. You know, one day you want to drive a certain car, live in a certain neighborhood, or maybe even break a cycle in your family. And without an education, it's impossible. So what I do that a lot of people don't do is I give them a why. What's the reason? Why do you wake up? Why do you study? Why do you do English? Why do you do math? And when they're able to see, ooh, math isn't about math, but it's about my future. English isn't about English, but it's about my future. When they can make that connection and they can begin with the end in mind, I mean, wow, they actually take on school in ways that they've never done it before. But once they can get it, boom, the sky is the limit.
We focus so much on what we don't have.
Yeah.
We focus on what everybody else has. Like, we always want to focus on the disadvantage. And I'm not saying we're not disadvantaged, but if you make that the focus, where your focus goes, your energy flows. So I'm just going to focus on a couple things I do have. Life. I got a brain. I know how to read. I know how to speak. So what my father wasn't there? So what, you know, I didn't go to the best school district? So what, I got kicked out? So what, I got kicked out of college? So what? I'm going to focus on what I can do, what I do have, and what I can become. And that's what I think the problem is. I just feel like your gifts will make room for you. And when you're trying to be somebody else, you block your gifts. You block your opportunity. So you see me speaking. You know, you see me serving, helping kids get their GED. I blew up with teaching a GED class. That's how I became famous. And people always ask me, why did you start there? Because somebody helped me to get my GED. So that's the one thing I had. I had knowledge on how to get a GED. I didn't know how to do anything else, but I had just gotten a GED. So I'm like, hey, I got a GED. If I can't do nothing else, I can psychologically tell you how to get prepared for a GED. Man, stop looking at the Joneses might be good at what they're doing, or the grass might be green on the other side, but it means somebody's keeping up with it. They watering, they cutting it. It didn't get green like that on its own.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comments section below.